Hey guys, how you doing? Kevin Hokoana here. I want to take a minute and welcome you to part 3 of the minimum viable business model. Now, what we're going to get into is the 7-figure email campaign. This is an email campaign that the exact strategy that I use in every one of my businesses to make sure that I have conversions, to make sure that people come on my list and actually purchase from me. And if you're doing this in your business, then you will have much more success than not. In fact, I don't think you can't just run emails that go straight to go buy, because what's going to happen is your leads are just going to opt out of your list. They're going to be like, oh, this guy's just trying to sell me something again. You're providing zero value to them. So watch how we run this and start implementing this in your business, and your results will go through the roof in what you're able to do, okay? So without further ado, let's get into our 7-figure email campaigns. Here's what we do. All right, part 1. So we're going to be taking a hypothetical product that's something that's $40 a month, and we're going to be talking about generating 100 leads to it, all right? 100 leads, and on average, a lead's going to cost you at least $2.50, okay? So if you're running, 100 leads a week, okay, or to your business, then your lead cost will be nice and low. When you start generating 200, 300, 400, 500, 1,000 leads, that's when your lead cost starts creeping up. But 100 leads, you can easily get those for $2.50. I do those on Bing all day long, right? So 100 leads at $2.50 per lead. All right, so if I were to spend that, and that money, those leads were going to my capture page, let's say for my first 100 leads, I would be out $250, right? So I'm in the negative $250, and I'm promoting a $40 program. And oh, by the way, I only make 50% commissions. So watch how these numbers bear out. Okay, so when they first come on my list, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to send them 3 value emails. Okay, these are 3 emails that are not meant to sell anything. It's meant to build a relationship. It's meant to solve whatever problem they opted in for. So if they opted in for, let's say they wanted to learn lead generation from me, I might send them an email talking about here's how you run, here's the overview of generating ads. Here are the different options that you have. Here are the platforms that you can run ads on. You can run them on Bing. You can run them on Google. You can run them on YouTube. You can run them on Yahoo, right? You can run these ads on these different platforms, and here's how I would do them. And now tomorrow we're going to break down one of my favorites. And then the next day I send them an email that says, hey, my absolute favorite is running YouTube ads, because people aren't turned on to this yet. They're not running ads on it. It's like the wild, wild west. I can get leads cheaper and they convert higher than any other platform because they're watching video versus, they're in the mindset to watch videos. And so they're more likely to actually view my sales material, and I teach them how to do that. And then the next one I say, another great place to run leads if you're a beginner is Bing. And here's why. Because you can run a campaign like this, sends them over to the capture page, they go over to your bridge page, and so on and so forth. And then if I do that and I run these 3 emails that are going to help them, so think of 3 problems, all right, that people have that you're going to be solving. Give that information for free via emails, right? And if you do that, after the 3rd email number 4, we're going to send them a buying email. This is an email that says, hey, you've been on my list, you've been checking out my stuff. Let me show you how I can really help you. Go ahead and check out this program, all right? I do this, for me, I've got this program where every week I get on a call. It's called Tactic Tuesdays. And every Tuesday I walk people through another tactic to build their business. I teach, I give them, Facebook training. I give them Bing training. I give them YouTube pay-per-click training. And I do ongoing training, and it never ends. And I give you the capture page created and the sales page created and all this stuff. I give you this software. And 1% will purchase. So if these are the numbers that have been true for me. So if I have 100 leads come through, by email number 4, 1% of those people will purchase. Now, when I was doing this selling affiliate products, I'd only make $20 profit. That's why I'm still out. I'm still negative $230. Okay, so I started with $250. Now I'm down to $230 that are out my pocket. But I've picked up one customer. And next month, every month, I'll get $20 a month for that person if I'm getting a 50% commission. All right. In my systems, what I do is I actually give people 70% commissions if they have the product, and it's instant. It's right to their bank account, right? So my numbers for my programs are a little bit higher, but you get the gist of it. So the next thing that I'll do is I'll send out 2 more value emails, okay? And this is 2 more emails that are teaching them something. Now, if you're thinking right now, Kevin, that's 5 emails that's helping, that's teaching something. If this is what you're thinking right now, then I need you to pause, and I need you to understand that you're still in the learning phase of this game. That if you can't write 5 emails talking about solving the problem of what your prospect has, then you need to get better at what you're doing, because you should be able to go layers and layers and layers and layers deep, right? I specialize in teaching people how to generate leads and sales for their business. You can ask me anything about that. You could give me your business and I'll give you an answer on how to build it. And that is what makes what I do valuable. So you need to get to that point. You don't have to be the best at it, but you do have to be a few levels above where your prospect is, okay? And you need to have at least enough knowledge and be able to communicate well enough to go ahead and write out a few emails on this topic, on whatever topic you're selling, right? So just want to throw that out there. So for those of you who are like, man, that seems like a lot, it's actually not a lot. And you need to get better at what you're doing, okay? Seriously, if you want to build a business, or you need to piggyback off of somebody who is really good at it and pick their brain, learn from them, and then teach what you're learning in real time, okay? One of those 2 things. So having said that, let's get back on track. So I would send out 2 more emails, and then the next third email, that would be it right there. Boom, I'd get another buyer, right? 1%. So these emails are very specific. They're very short, right? These are a little bit longer, and they usually lead off to a video that'll teach them something. And then these emails, these money emails, are emails that are like, hey, check out this product that I'm using. I fully endorse it. It's amazing. It's going to help you generate 52,000 leads this year. And somebody clicks on it, and because you sent it to them, they're going to click on it, and then they go over to the sales video that walks them through the sales process and gets them to buy. So if you do this correctly, by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in, by a week in, okay, you should be down $170. Now, I know that might sound like you're down a lot, but watch how this keeps going. All right. The next couple emails, again, value, value, pitch. So this is how it goes. Value, 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 pitch, value, value, pitch, value, value, pitch. Okay. And this should be your email sequence. Send 2 value emails and then make an offer. And that goes back to that 60-40 rule, right? You're giving more value than you're asking for. You're providing more value in your content than you ask for the sale, okay? And you do need to ask for the sale often, because there is a direct correlation with however many times you ask for the sale. And people say, well, no one's buying this from me. Well, how many times did you ask them? No one's subscribed to my channel. Well, how many times did you ask them to subscribe? No one's opting into my list. Well, how many times did you ask them to go opt in your list, right? How many times you're asking? If you ask 100 times, you're going to get better results than if you ask 2, okay? It's just lots of numbers. But nobody wants to sell anything, so got to get over that. All right. Next, 2 more value emails. You know what's coming. Wait, no, you don't. High ticket offer. Once you get past, okay, you've built up enough a relationship. You've got like 12 days of value emails, or 12 days of emails. 3 of them were actually selling something. Then you're going to toss in what's called an OTO. A one-time offer. Now, when I first did this, it was a $997 offer. This was back in like 2008 or 2009. And it was a one-time offer. It was like $1,000 thing. I got 50% income for that, 50% commissions for it. So I would make $500 from this. So if you add this up, all right, and let me just let you know, I didn't think anyone was going to buy it, all right? Like the first time I sent out a high-ticket email, I was like, no one's going to buy this. There's no freaking way anyone's going to buy this. And somebody did, right? And this is what got me out of hot water, because At this time, I didn't have this $250. This is actually a true story. I spent $250 on leads, got myself in some trouble because I didn't have the money, and started running emails. Okay. And I had someone set me straight and say, look, you got to send out value emails, send out a couple of them, and then send out an email to get them to buy. And that's what I did. And this is what happened. So this last email right here on day 13, 1% of the people out of this 100 ended up purchasing this. If these numbers pan out for you and you're only making 40%, 50% commissions off of this, then your numbers come out to $308.50 in profit-ish, right? So in 13 days, what do we have in this machine? In 13 days flat, literally in under 2 weeks, this is $1 in and $2 out. $250 in, $308 out. And if you can do that in 2 weeks, let me put it to you this way. How many times would you do that in 2 weeks? How many times would you do that in 2 weeks? If you knew you were going to take $1 out of your wallet and put it into something, put it into a sales funnel, and in 2 weeks from now, $2 was going to come spitting right back out, then every day you'd be sticking money in, pulling money out, right? After that 2 weeks goes by, every day is a profitable day for you if you run this. And then what I would suggest past this is you don't email them every day, because what happens is when you email somebody every day, if you're sending out an email every day, your numbers, your open rates are going to plummet. Like even when I'm doing training webinars and I'm not even selling anything, right? If I send out like 5 or 6 emails over the course of a few days, what'll happen is my email rates will go from 40% open rate down to like 6, literally. So I got to give that list time to cool off because they get sick. They don't want to hear from you every 5 minutes. Come on. And even if they do, if it's a rarity that you send out an email after this, if you send one out like once every couple of days, once every 2 or 3 days, if that's the case, like once every 2, 3, 4 days, then what happens is they're like, oh, I haven't heard from Kevin in a few days. Oh, I haven't heard from Kevin in a week, right? And you'll see your open rates will creep up, okay? So other people will tell you, email them every day. Email them twice a day if you have to. Just keep emailing them. Now, they might not get sick and tired of you, right? But what'll literally happen is they'll just get banner blindness to you, right? And some of you might have heard that term, banner blindness. Banner blindness is, banner advertisements. You probably rarely click on them, right? You probably click on them once in a blue moon, if ever. Some of you have never clicked on a banner ad because you see them so often. You're just like, nah, they're everywhere. And just you get trained not to click on it. That's the same thing with email. You're training your list that it's okay if they don't open this one, because guess what? There'll be another one in 5 minutes. There'll be another one tomorrow. So slow your roll on emailing your lists. Don't blast them so much that they get sick of you, okay? And implement this. And if you want it, those of you who do this next step are going to kill it. Instead of just sending a value email, have a link in this email that goes to a page that has a video on it teaching what you're talking about in the email. So if you write an email about YouTube advertisements, do a 5-10 minute video and actually show them in that video how to do that strategy. Now you're taking them from email over to a page. They're consuming your content. They're watching you. You're helping them. And now you're teaching them that, hey, look, when I send you a freaking email, it's really valuable. It's just not a link to go buy something, guys. When I send you an email, it's going to teach you something that you didn't know yesterday. So definitely open up my emails, okay? So this is the 7-figure email blueprint. If you guys want to hear how I kind of stumbled on all of this stuff, this minimum viable business model, how this all kind of came out to be, and actually where I started, because I started when I was in the United States Air Force. I was in the Air Force and I didn't have enough money, right? I loved what I did, but I wasn't making enough money in it, and it scared the hell out of me. and I was in debt. Like I was racking up debt. Bought a house, I bought 2 cars, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to pay this stuff off, and it's gonna take a long time, and how am I gonna provide for my family the way I want to? I didn't really know. So I ended up, long story short, I ended up taking some leave and figuring some stuff out, and trying my hand at this. And then I failed a little bit. I did okay, made a couple $100 a month. Started failing a little bit, started going down, and then somebody stepped in and helped me out and taught me. And hopefully, I'm stepping in to help you out and teaching you. But that's what they did for me. If you want to see that and see what I do now, I'll leave a link in the description. I don't do this in all my videos because, hey, I don't find it necessary that I'm going to push my courses down. But this is a course that I have. It is something that I do, and I actually teach people on a weekly basis how to grow their businesses. And if that sounds cool to you, and you want to hear about how I got started and where I am now, then yeah, go check the description. I'll put a link down there for you guys to go check it out, right? And you can see what I do, and it'll probably even just watching that will probably help you out because you'll get to see what I do. But this is the minimum viable business model, and hopefully you guys got a lot of value out of this. Hopefully this has helped you out in mapping your business, and hopefully I broke it down in enough bite-sized chunks that you could actually stick around and watch it, because I know when you're watching stuff on YouTube or even in back offices, you get to a point where there's so many distractions, right? And our attention span is like a goldfish these days, and it's not our fault. But if you look at studies, our attention span is literally when we're online, it's like 9-10 seconds. And if you look at, even if you're concentrating on something, you got like 9 minutes, and then your mind starts to wander. And back in the 80s, that same attention span was like quadruple that. So it gets harder and harder for people to actually sell because of that. That's a challenge you're going to face when you're building your business. But it's okay. There's ways to, you can still build and grow a wildly successful business, because getting advertisements out in front of people is so much easier than it has ever been. And the clock is ticking on this stuff. It might not be not going to be this easy in 5 years from now. I promise you. So we're in a very special time in history that people are going to look back and go, if you couldn't make money during that time, why wasn't everybody rich? They're not going to understand, because getting attention and eyeballs and getting people onto your content and helping people and providing value and selling products has never been this freaking easy, guys. So embrace this stuff. And if you need someone to teach you, I'm here to do that for you. So with that being said, that's the minimum viable business model. Again, I said this in all the other ones. If you're watching this in the back office of a training site somewhere, because it's that important that I would even put it there, make sure you go move on to the next step. If you're watching this on YouTube, guys, subscribe to the channel. Okay, I'm about to go ahead and release a lot more content. I want to see how you guys do with this, and then we'll move on from there. We'll start putting some other stuff, like actually running Bing ads, actually running YouTube ads. It depends on how many likes I see on these videos, how many of you are engaged in this stuff. And if you want this kind of content, you got to let me know. Put in the comment section. Be like, hey, Kevin, keep doing this stuff, man. And I will be on it. I will be on it so I can serve you, okay? So, Kevin Hokoana here, sign off. Take care, my friends. Talk soon. I will see you in the next video. Bye.